Mike, go ahead.
Hey, LeBron, I just want to ask you about KCP down the stretch there. You grabbed the rebound off Jimmy's miss, push in transition, see him in the corner. Just wonder, all the teammates you've had, you know which guys are going to be capable for those moments in the finals game. What you thought of that and his effort overall?
I think at the end of the day, if you're on the floor in crunch time, then I believe in you. Who's ever out on the floor with me, I believe can make plays. And tonight was a case in point of KCP. A guy who's stage ready, who works on his craft. And like you said, you know, that three in front of their bench was a huge three. And obviously the drive at the end of the shot clock was two big back-to-back plays, you know, in the fourth quarter where we needed to continue to score versus this team.
I think it was after game 2 that you made the comment that it's not just enough to win the game. You guys want to be great. This game was one where defensively you guys were great, and then there was a lot of sloppiness early offensively with the turnovers. I'm just wondering if there's a certain point, like, does there come a point where you stop striving for that winning in a great way, and it's just enough to get the wins? Or is that not until
Well, it's two different things. It's kind of two different things, two different points you're making. You never stop striving to be perfect or be great. And you know that a perfect game is not going to happen, but that don't mean you still don't strive to be as great as you can be every night. Now, you know, every game has its own, adjustments and things of that nature. And, tonight was one of those games where we had to win on the defensive end and make some timely shots. But I think when you start thinking like, okay, well, I can't be great tonight, or we can't be great tonight, okay, we just have to figure it out, then you sell yourself short. And for me personally, I would never do that as long as I lace them up and put on a uniform. But I love what we did tonight.
Allison?
LeBron, you guys took a 5-point lead to the fourth quarter and won the game, which made you, as a team, 56-0 this season, taking a lead into the fourth. What does that say about the makeup of your team, and do you take any pride in being on a team that can possess that stat?
Well, I think the fourth quarter obviously is winning time. You had 12 minutes to buckle down defensively with the lead, try to hold that lead, and then you have to execute offensively. And obviously didn't know the stat, coming into tonight, but for us, that's just the mindset. You know, we got 12 minutes, and if we have the lead, it's our job to outscore the opponent or hold them to less points as us, which is the same exact thing. You know, and because if we win the quarter, we win the game, and that's kind of been our mindset all year long.
I know you talked about AD's great games and said that's who AD is, but in the last 2 days, from where he sort of told us after Game 3, he felt like it could have been more aggressive to the guy he was after hitting that shot with 39 seconds left, beating his chest. What did you see in sort of?
The Lakers now 20-0 this season in postseason when holding opponents under 100. The Miami Heat held to just 96 points. That's the second time this postseason they've been held under 100, both times in this series. Kevin, when you hear that, what does that tell you about the Lakers' ability to play defense and how they stepped it up in tonight's game?
Well, they got a lot of guys that can defend. They can switch. They're long. That's what really caught me. What Jimmy said. Jimmy just came out and he said, they have so many long guys. You see that when you're playing against a long team, you see it. Like, they're everywhere. They're just, their hands, they're just all over. And that's what the Lakers are. They're long. They move their feet well. They can, LeBron can guard anybody on the floor. AD can guard anybody on the floor. Caldwell Pope's a very good defender, and these guys, Dan Green's really smart, but they're just, like I said, they know how to play defense too. They're handsy, they get enough steals, they run off those steals. But yeah, Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat, they know they're going against a long, active defensive team, and they got to get better. As I said earlier, though, yes, they're going to have to set better picks. They're going to have to set come off screens harder, do everything harder, probably drive more, try to get in the paint. But they just don't have that guy that you can throw the ball to at the elbow and say, go, get us a bucket. And that hurts Miami down the stretch, especially when they need buckets.
You know, C. Webb, Bam Adebayo came back 15 points, 6 for 8 from the field. Pretty good game for him, but this is a guy that, again, in the Eastern Conference Finals, led them in all statistical categories. How good was he tonight, and what do they need for him the rest of the series now that they have him back?
Well, I thought he was very good tonight. He hadn't been, he missed the game even though he wanted to play. You heard the reporting during the game, he couldn't do a push-up before game 3. And so I thought tonight he played really well. He was aggressive in his spots. He made sure that he tried to get the boards and secure some extra possessions. But I also think that Miami needs to do a better job. It seems like when he and Olynyk play together, they don't know how to use both of their skill sets. They're just honed in on how to play one guy or the other. I think he did a great job, but I also think when Olynyk comes in now, they have to get back to, that's when you see Butler dominate in the paint. That's when you see heroes start to come off those screens. But I thought Bam, I thought he did his job. I thought he played well, but I just think the Lakers, they're just too long. Their length, they're strong. And, they have 3 7-footers that can come in at any time and play some pretty good defense.
C. Webb saying it as if, for Jimmy Butler, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. That's following the 40-11-13 game, and then that's following the 25-8-13 game. For Chuck, for a guy like Jimmy Butler, who's playing arguably the best basketball of his career, to be down 3-1 in a series, how difficult is that when you play a game like that and you walk off with a loss, trying to put the pieces back together to try to win the championship?
Well, first of all, they're not going to win. The Lakers are a better team. But you have to think about this realistically, Chris. Jimmy Butler won a game where he was historically great. And he's one of 3 guys to ever do that. He would have to do that 4 times. He played well tonight. He's played well this series. The Lakers are a better team. Listen, AD and LeBron together, if they both play well and they get anything, they don't have to get great numbers. If they get anything from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Danny Green, Rondo, Kuzma, anybody like that, they're going to win the championship. We knew that 7 months ago before the pandemic. If Anthony Davis played great, the Lakers are going to win. Listen, the only reason, it's so funny. You had us all on the show the other night. Grant Hill, who picked the Lakers in a sweep. He was awful. You had Steve Smith, who picked the Heat in a sweep. He was awful. You had C. Webb, who picked the Heat in a sweep. He was awful.
Wait, Chuck, they followed you. They followed you. You were the first.
Yeah, hey, never cheat off the dumb kid's grade. Never cheat off the dumb kid.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
LeBron
James is now available, and we're going to hear from him.
Yeah.